Thank you for a great week. This is Ashley Stewart, your operations supervisor. I've got a few announcements for you this week. Mask and hand sanitizing. Every student must have their mask on, and also if they do not have one, that we will provide them a district mask. They must keep their mask on the entire time over their nose and their mouth while they're on the bus. When students load the bus, they must use the hand sanitizer. This is something we've done since the beginning of the year, but I feel like maybe for some it's fallen by the wayside, and it's just as important now as it was at the beginning of the year. Let's make sure that they're using their hand sanitizer. Attendance. Please do attendance daily. Attendance sheets should be given out with route sheets. If you are a sub or a cover driver, you have to still do attendance daily. This becomes very important should we have to do contact tracing. Buses loading and unloading at the school specifically, we cannot block the bus lane. After you've unloaded your students, please pull forward before doing any kind of sanitation or your child check. I know you'd like to do that before you leave the campus, but we need to make sure that we're not blocking the bus lane and allowing other buses to pull forward so students can unload. Seating chart. You must have a seating chart. We need to keep these up to date. Every Friday would be a good day to reevaluate that, submit to Miss Lacey at SIDS. At Clark Street, you'll want to turn that into dispatch. Political and religious discussion, we need to keep that to a minimum. Everybody's got their own opinions of religion and politics, but we just need to make sure we're keeping unbiased opinions and conversations while at the workplace. Seatbelts. If your bus is equipped with seatbelts, it is a state, local, and district policy that students must wear seatbelts. If you're driving along and you notice a student standing up, they're obviously not wearing their seatbelt, you'll want to submit a write-up. Also, before you leave the campus, just especially elementary age, those little ones might need help with seatbelts. Making sure that you do a check and make sure that they are buckled up before you leave. That should solve or resolve a lot of maybe even some of your bus conduct issues, but it is a requirement, so we just need to check that before we leave the campus. Bus conduct reports, please fill these out completely. Details. Those details can help whenever we're communicating to the campus, especially just stating facts of what you saw, what rules they broke. Try to leave your opinions out of it, but just the more details, the better usually. And you'll want to write them up the first time and just communicate the issues that you're having before it becomes a bigger problem. Maintenance issues. All maintenance issues need to be written up first. Only emergencies should be communicated over the radio, so let's avoid calling out to mechanics if we can. Only if there's truly an emergency do we need to reach out to them. Time off. Please give 7 days notice for time off requests. Field trips, it's the end of the year, we're a little busier than normal, and sickness is also up. So we just want to make sure if you can be here, we need you here. We can't get kids to school without you. We rely on you daily and we appreciate it, and you are needed. PPE. If you run out of supplies, and then you need to contact Mark Hill. Our cleaning team does a great job of restocking that, but if for some reason you run out or are getting low, feel free to contact Mark Hill. Route sheets. As always, keep your route sheet updated. It becomes very important when a sub has to get on your bus and drive. You want to make sure our times and our route is accurate, and if something's wrong, then just let Susan know. We're going to do a fun, crazy Christmas photo project Mark's got going, so please submit any fun or crazy Christmas photos that you might have to Mark Hill. Costumes, Santa costumes, those kinds of things are fun. Childhood, older pictures tend to be really interesting and fun too, so submit those to Mark Hill, and we appreciate you guys.
Hi, this is Rick Flynn, Bus 29. Great to have you with us today. This is your safety message for this week. It is on student management. Now, we can teach you how to drive a bus, but managing students, that's the most difficult thing. It deals with the behavior of students on the school bus. Some behavior is appropriate, some is definitely not. We all know that. Riding the bus is a privilege, not a right. We need to remind our students of that fact. You know, after breaks like Thanksgiving is coming up, Christmas, and especially spring break, student management can become much more challenging for all of us. Remember, the ultimate goal of managing student behavior on the bus is safety. Say that after me. Safety. We want to keep the kids safe on the bus. Be sure, when dealing with the students, with student management, to remove the I statements from your conversation, such as, I expect you to sit down, or I want you to move up here. It needs to be, you'll need to sit down while the bus is moving, or you'll be required to move up to the front. Give consequences, as you'll be written up if this unsafe behavior continues, such as, I had a student that left his instrument in the aisle, and I had to actually stand up, turn around, tell him, please move that out of the aisle. That's not safe. Somebody can trip over it. And then he moved the thing. But the first 2 times I said something from my seat, before we even moved the bus, the student didn't do anything. So be sure to spotlight behavior. It's not about them, not about you. It's about them. Also, keep that I out of your conversations with the students. Don't escalate the situation. And please, 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 don't lose your temper. I know we all have tempers, but don't lose it. Remember, you have 2 containers. You can bring one and extinguish the fire, or you can bring the other one and ignite the fire. Identify unsafe behavior, deal with them, don't ignore them, they're not going to go away. And remember, safety is freedom from risk. See you next time.